over to Valentina at this point?
I'm thinking Grok has an amazing ult. Tigre has an amazing ult. If they can use the Cho, Cho is good too, but again, Cho is an intense hero.
Let's see.
Atlas! Wow!
Wow, okay. Debut Atlas, ladies and gentlemen, for TLG. That is their decision, that is their answer, that is their solution, but we were
CC
talking
overload.
about... Exactly.
CC
we were talking about that against the Valentina, and they doubled down. They doubled down, and they utilize Atlas.
I'm down.
You're down.
I'm down.
I'm down. Audience, are you down? Amazon Arena, are you down?
Can we just pass it to the casters?
Are they ready? Nice,
It doesn't
Leo,
matter.
are you guys down?
Hey, yes, we're down, I guess.
Jay Shaw.
Yeah, that's true. Well, hey, you know what? I love the draft once again. It's been a while. Atlas. We're not an MSC, it's MWI, Leo.
But hey, you know what they say? Underneath the tides is Atlas.
So fitting. It's lore. It's lore.
It's lore accurate.
It's lore accurate. Well, let's jump into the game here. It's game number 2 for TLG versus GGHG. It's China and Malaysia, the two teams here battling it out. It's Group D in this first matchup. Once again, TLG surprised us in game 1 already.
Okay, game 1, we had a taste of what TLG and GGHG were bringing to the table as per their identity, right?
Yeah.
Now, TLG's identity is challenged. The Jushin was taken away. For some reason, Chokes decided to go for an early... Oh, wait, what? No, she's good.
Okay, I
She's
thought,
fine.
yeah.
Chokes goes for an early Nolan.
Yep.
And they bring in an Atlas. So they gotta be onto something, right? They must know something. There's gotta be a plan.
It's called, just use the which is surprising because I just saw the concussive blast too. But I was gonna say, use that fatal links with this lineup that they have in the frigid. Yes, it's the frigid breath glacier.
Yeah,
frigid glacier.
It's a crazy level of CC layering that again she's gonna make the most out of Fao and Hani's Purify. That's for sure.
Yes, and I think part of it too, if you want to go ahead and fix what happened, also a major part from game 1 was control Yinyue on this Harith again, man. I think she was a key component for that #1 victory that they got in the previous game, and how she played on a macro level.
But something tells me this is enough. Again, GGHG, one of their main strengths from game 1 was an ungodly amount of CC. Here they kind of eased up on it.
They let go of a little bit.
Yeah.
They took some damage.
But it is more reliable now since a lot of their CC doesn't have to rely on big ticket ults that are for the big 5v5 fights.
But if they can get a good ticket final slash,
that's a different story.
That's a different story.
Yeah, the first turtle spawned up already, and it looks like TLG's going to secure. They're pushing back the rest of GGHG, and this all happened all the while we were just talking about win conditions.
This so fast. Like, this is what I was impressed with from game 1, and now already in this early portion of game 2, I'll still say I'm impressed with the macro decisions and the no hesitation from TLG, because honestly, when we look at the previous matches today, I know you casted some of them, there was a lot of hesitation that we saw in those matchups. But this one, at least even for TLG, there hasn't been much. Interesting, Hani is going to take the Fatal Link now available for this.
As she should.
As she should. They're playing with the 2 Purifies. Yinhui has her own Purify. So this could be a great way to, you take the Fatal Links, you have that for Hani, and then you have a Spirit Destruction, Final Slash, and an I'm Offended. Like, there's a lot actually available for GGHG.
She has multiple ways to come in, right?
Yeah.
You have the Terrify, you have the Dash In, you can Purify on your way out with the Fatal Links, and it's all up to them now. Here we see the perfect match from Kinzaki, which is something we forget. I think maybe second to none, Atlas has the easiest way out of most things. Now here's a big team. Oh, the Fatal Links! Plus Yeguan, and then the answer, the Fatal Links, and the Fatal Links! And they do draw first blood onto the Atlas. The Spear of Alpha coming through. Yinhui down, 3 for 1, the trade. All for Quinn. GGHG starting up strong.
Okay, taking a look at the STC replay. Look at this. Like you said, Fatal Links upon the Fatal Links. I'll drag you here, I'll drag you back. And even with the Z-Force, it wasn't enough. I mean, they just get handled here.
Not yet.
Not yet. The timing, the spikes are not here just yet because we talked about this in the previous game with the Harith. You need that time to build up here. And, you know, with that, it was an even spread for those kills for GGHG across the board between Chi, Hani, and Fafu.
You know what they look like?
Who?
Combat ropes.
I was going to say, yeah, at that point it does. I mean, that's why I was pointing it out when Hani grabbed that Fatal Links herself.
And she did so very
she
early.
Did it, yeah. Early Thunderbelt, by the way, picked up by Ash here. This is something we see more often than not now.
Here we go.
Stuns.
Quick collapse. She's in trouble and gets caught out by Kinzaki. Yinwei secures the kill. The dash and the dash from Ash. Can she get one through the river? Ash has to walk out the normal, the old-fashioned way. Down she goes, and the fight continues. Collapses underneath. Quinn gets one. Can Yinwei walk away? All right, a trade cleanup. 1-for-1, which still puts GGHG on. Whoa! Chokes! Chokes, can she get Quinn? He gets a double kill! I thought they were done and they're still going!
Oh, she's going to be able to... Okay, she gets away, but man, just when you think that it was over, Choka says, no, it's not. And also, with all that, you know, at least for them, they made something better out of that situation. And on top of it, Chokez, like we saw what she did in the previous game, now she's able to replicate it here. At this point, a turret goes down as well. Taking a look at the replay once again. A great fight here. Yep. Initiated and started off, but man, TLG comes out swinging for this. You're going to see a reinitiation from Hani as well, utilizing the penalty zone, fights them in the bush. A ton of damage is there with the Spear of Alpha, but then Chokez finds this moment to bring it back, you know, to equalize the favor.
Oh no, here we go one more time. A stolen. Fatal Links Vermouth down. Kinzaki too. This is looking bad for TLG. Base sent back. Is there enough of a body of Smith on there? No. Ash gets one. 3 for none. Clean wipeout.
Oh, clean wipeout. They're still going to fight though, Hani.
Yinwei finds Hani. That's a kill. Ash up left. Alpha pushing off camera. Ash.
Oh.
No. 2K for Yinwei. And now they're still going. Chokes walks away. Non-stop.
Non-stop. And I know, like...
Women are non-stop.
They like to duke it out. They're still going to be going, chasing down.
Choke. That's Yinwei.
She's
Yinwei! Okay, Z-Force out, gets an extra shield. Wanted to fight, wanted to use a spell vamp, but that's a 3v1. I don't think that's a smart go.
Yeah. And, you know, I know we don't have the exact numbers right now just yet, but these are a lot of back and forths, you know, going on. And I really want to see where things are falling in place, especially when it comes to the items here.
Okay, if you're talking about a back and forth and you're looking at a lineup like GGHG that's very mid-game centric, wait, that's a Fatal Link's already committed. Can Kinzaki walk away? She commits the flicker. She's finding one extra damage.
As you were saying, back and forth.
GGHG, they always will come out on top. They will come out on top of economy. They will come out up on trades. It's because they're a very mid-game centric lineup, and now they're still going. Vermouth, use the force of flicker. There's a fridge ice, and they do take down Hani. 2v2 up top. Chi and Fao, and I think Fao says let's get out of here.
Yeah, get out of there. That's fine. Great usage. I mean, for TLG, they're finding their little moments in these exchanges. I mean, even when a team fight happens and it's highly in favor of GGHG, it's usually Choke is able to find at least something in the exchange, or even Yin Yao. So with that, you have to go ahead and start to kind of think about, all right, these objectives, this next hurdle is coming up here. Both teams are relatively equal. There we go. They are. You know, it's 21,000 pretty much across the board. There's 1+ turret here for GGHD, but this turtle now is up. And they're going to go ahead and just kind of get centered around here. But it looks like Quinn's just going to go ahead and take this.
Yeah.
She's fine. Conceal going to be used, though. They might force a fight.
Kinzaki looking for targets, finds one. It's just Chi. They blast her. She's taken out, and there's the answer. And that's 2 on the way out. Kinzaki down, base still standing. She did get her penalty zone in already. She's going to get popped here. Look at the back line. Look at Yinwei dancing through the walls. Chokes looking for the burst, looking for the cleanup. No one home, not going to force it. That's a 2-for-1 with a trade win for GGHG. They're looking for the re-engage. Turtle scored, by the way, by the Malaysian squad on the way out. And all this while, Fafa was pushing. This is the Fafa we were looking for.
Yeah, this was. And, you know, she's having a much better game this time around, especially on this Roger pick. She's been playing really well, too, with the Purifies, because every time we see an initiation started from TLG, it's, again, usually with a concealed, they try to get that Fatal Links combination off, but Hani has done a great job at kind of stopping it from getting too out of hand. We're going to take a look once again at the STC replay here. This is the exchange we're talking about.
Yep.
And look at that. Hani brings to a bit further with her own Fatal Links. And really at this point, this is the thing about the Nolan. You really can't just shove yourself into this fight, right?
No.
You really have to be careful here. Chokez is able to get out, but you can see, you know, the tensions are there, of course.
And I think it's right to put the onus on Bay.
Yeah.
She has to be the initial purify. What is it?
Getter.
Trigger?
Oh,
wait,
trigger.
they do find one. Ash hit with the Fatal Links. Where do they go next? Already spent out the penalty zone. They're inside. Kinzaki gets popped here. Another one goes. That's Bay. Chokez looking for the engage in the back line. Down goes Ashy and Wade. Drops the Z-Force. Underneath tier 1. All right, still, again, the same result.
Same result.
2 for 1. And you know what they say about insanity?
What do they say?
It's expecting a new result with the same steps.
Something like that. I was going back
You got
to
the idea.
Yeah, I know.
Doing the same thing again, except there you go.
Something like that. Yep.
Yeah. So-
doing the same thing, expecting the same results.
And that's the same thing, right? Like, again, look, and then throughout that whole thing, the whole debacle,
Yeah.
not a single purify was used.
Not a single. And that's the point you were getting at here, Leo. You know, you're saying that Bay has to be the one. She has to be the one.
The initial
To get those
purify
down.
trigger, yes.
Yes. And this could be the time for her to do that. She has a flicker and a penalty zone available. Chokez is going to get spotted out of that, you know, little bush that she was waiting in to get this vision, but they're going to go ahead and start up the Lord here. So it's already half health. She also waiting there, getting the information they need. They might, I don't know. I don't think they just get this freely.
See it? Looks like.
Do they? Yeah. It looks like they're just going to give it up here. So very interesting decision from TLG. Maybe it's more so like we need more time. You know, but how much time do they need to buy to build up these items? What are they waiting for, you know?
Okay.
The 11-minute mark previous game, Harith had the Holy Crystal, Starlium Scythe, Feather of Heaven.
Not a simple and a clean go at the
Yeah.
gold for Hyunhwa here in Game 2 compared to Game 1, right?
Definitely.
But I understand in the defense of TLG as what they did there. Are you going to try to contest and, you know, try to stop the inevitable, or are you going to go farm elsewhere, right? Like what
Yeah.
they did was farm elsewhere, try to find something. Chi gets hit by the Fatal Links. Zaman Force dropped in. That's
Good
Chi
pick.
down. 4v5 now as they go for the defense. That's a great start.
All right, so as we were talking about that too, Holy Crystal's locked in. It's 10 seconds later from the previous game. So
Still on schedule.
Yeah, still pretty much on schedule. They're going to have to deal with the Lord, of course, keeping the mid lane down too, trying to hold on to that tier 1. But the eyes are set on this. It looks like they're going to go ahead and grab this. That's the play here with that Lord take. Also going to lose some of the resources, but right now, oh, Hani. Okay, I didn't think they were going to start an initiation there, so it looks like still Lord's going to be worked on. And for now, TLG will go ahead and hold on to their base turrets. And as we're looking at it too, you know, a minor lead here. We're talking about 3,000-ish gold for GGHG.
Minor, but, you know, significant enough.
Yeah, it still plays a big part because I think that, you know, the nail on the head here is the fact that TLG has to get these purifies down. And so far, every time we've seen a skirmish or a team fight, man, the final slash has actually done wonders for this lineup for GGHG.
Oh, yeah.
Especially when you're already using the Fatal Links.
Yep.
Oh, they're going to chase Ash down.
And
but
it's worked out so well because TLG have been trying to get these kills and they almost only find Chi or Ash.
Yeah.
Right?
And at that point, then they get just retaliated.
And and especially at that point, it's not worth it. Oh, here's an I'm offended. Kinzaki found at the Fatal Links on 2. The Purify is spent up already on Pao Pao. Zaman Force dancing.
Good damage?
Way. Quinn is about to go, and they get burst. Wow.
What?
Helping Quinn score a double. That's 3 for none. GGHG.
Great team fight. And somehow, I mean, I expected Quinn to go down, but she survived, and she has the immortality.
These fighter junglers, man.
These fighter junglers. And I guess that's the difference when we were talking about this in game 1 was like that door, right? That room for the fighter versus fighters, if you will.
Yep.
A good taste of damage plus utility. And, you know, so far, Nolan is not able to match up exactly the way we saw with Bane in the previous one. Because looking at this replay, you know, this was actually a pretty good team fight. Great Frigid Glacier laid down as well. But Fao just re-engages at the right time to clean things up. And Quinn, because of the way Alpha works, and you get that sustainability, it's tough to take Quinn down. So great team fights there. And this is most likely just going to lead into a Lord take now, once again, for GGHG.
Should be relatively easy. Again, same situation as that first Lord. Like, if you're not going to contest, let it go.
Just
right?
let it go.
And now, Kinzaki with the conceal, finds
mind.
two, comes in, gets blasted, final slash. That's Chi. And now the Frigid, there's no one home. The Z4s are dancing, down goes
Here's
Hani.
Fao.
They're still going, look at Fao from the east. And they're still going. Bay gets taken out. Kinzaki 2 for 1 the trade. And Chokas, where's she going? What's she thinking? Fakes the recall, reveals herself. Now Ashy with the dash. Favo coming in. This is not good. Chokas shut down. This is all going down for TLG.
Oh, that was tough to see. Again, it just looked like, TLG, you were saying it. Maybe just let it go. You don't have to force this fight, but instead, Kinzaki was like, no, we are going to fight.
Frozen fans.
Yes. They don't like it. They don't want to let things go. They want to fight. How do you let a tide fall down?
Best grossing film of 2013.
That's true.
Here we go, an SCC replay one more time. This is the tail end of the disaster. That was the Hani for Kinzaki and Bay trade. Usually when you take out a gold laner, or rather a mid laner,
Yeah.
it's a good deal, right? That's a huge amount of damaging utility. You take a Hani, but if for the price of Kinzaki and Bay, that's a high price.
It's expensive.
Yeah.
It's a big take.
That's quite expensive.
It's quite expensive, and right now, they're going to have to defend against this push. I mean, Lord's still making its way in the bottom side. You're going to try to hold this on, but I think you have to watch it. Penalty zone used. Defensively, at least to clear the wave, at least to deal with it.
No purifies spent, but it should be fine. Again, given maybe 15-20 seconds, they should be back in shape. Kinzaki still has her Fatal Links, though, so just say goodbye to this turret.
Yeah, Hani has it as well. This is what we've seen time and time again.
Woo!
This is that insanity. So turrets are going to go down to mid and bottom. Lord's still up. It's quite healthy. TLG's got to deal with it.
That's a half-health Lord coming through. Bay hits him with the penalty zone, and there's a Fatal Links. Looking great. Quinn down. Inside the base, Chi and Hani fall as well. Oh, Yi-Hwan just dancing. And they almost get a wipe out. Just TLG! And that's it! What? Why? All the way, taking everyone down from GGHG. And I'm not so sure if this is enough to call a GG.
I guess they're not insane. As we look at the SCC replay, they have done this time and time again. Penalty zone used, a Fatal Links used, and they win this fight. Talk about a setup from Vermouth too. Man, the Frigid Glacier, multiple targets.
This is a comeback-based defense moment, unlike those we've seen from the heyday of the old Smart Omega Execration days. Like, that's how they used to play. Inside the base, underneath their own objectives, they would pull off a wipeout like that. Again, a lot of the map belonged to GGHG, so this is still recovery mode for TLG, but I could have sworn that was going to end right then and there.
I would say that too. And again, when you look at it, it's like, all right, they didn't get anything off of that aside from getting some big gold now in their pockets, which is a big part that at least makes them it makes them competitive for the next objective. Because without that, yes, they didn't go and march down the mid lane, and run it down mid or anything like that, but they've got plenty of items. This is a power spike for them as well. You can see exactly where Yinhao is. I mean, she is online here, even though with the Divine Glaive locked in now. And, for the rest, that could be all it takes, man. A good placement of the Frigid Glacier, even following up to the Fatal Links or the penalty zone.
Yeah, despite Bay dying like 6 times, she's still able to build a full kit at 17 minutes.
That's something about the Rizzler. It's something about Terizla where you can literally be 0 and 5.
Yeah, she's not the puncher base. The Hammer Bay, final slash, pushing out 2. That's the perfect match. It was Bay and Kinzaki in that bush. Now Quinn back to the job of Vermouth, forced to flicker back. So she's going to have to recover for a bit, make sure she's topped up and ready. Ash dancing here with Chokes, and they continue.
They're going to fight. They're going to actually go for it. Fatal Link's only going to find 1.
And there we go. Falfo looking for targets. A big knockup from the Lord. Yinhui with the dance. Z-Force. Where's the targets? Down goes Bay. Down goes Ash. 1 for 1. The trade so far, and the Lord gets reset. Chokes keeping this bush. Chi spots her, and there's a jump. It's a double kill. Kinzaki down. Chokes versus the world. 3v1. Not gonna happen. And it's just Yinhui and Vermouth inside the base, not going TLG's way.
Again, they'll have enough time to wait for this defense, but that's objective secured, that's team fight secured. As we look at the STC replay again, Fafao comes in. You're not getting away, Kanzaki, so she cleans that up, gets Chokez too, and this has been a problem, this Roger from Fafao. 12-2-9, absolutely massive here. And she's having a hell of a game, and now they're going to hold on the best they can. Chi, though.
Yeah, pops her immortality. The Frigid Glacier caught no one home. That's the freeze by Quinn. The Z4 still alive for Yinwei. She is rocking all of the shields and the immortality. She's fine.
Let me ask you this. How can you freeze me with Frigid Glacier if I have a Winter's Crown?
That's right. You can't freeze me. I'll freeze myself.
I'll freeze myself. I'll one-up you.
Yeah, but TLG aren't out of the woods just yet.
They're not.
There is a massive Lord in mid, and if I'm not mistaken, this should be an evolved Lord, so it's the worst kind.
And their wave clear isn't the best,
No.
right? They can force a fight under the Zombie Force, especially. It looks like they're going to do just that. So, GGHG, are they going to force the fight themselves here? Trying to clear out some of these waves, feel this out, but they're going to go in.
Oh no, Yinwei from the back gets hit by a lot of CC. Gets your mentality popped, and she gets frozen underneath the final slash. And she's dashing. Lord still up. Lord a 10th of its health. And look at the back line. Kanzaki hits one in the base. Got overloaded with damage. We're at a 1-1 between GGHG and TLG.
Group D. Man, it's looking to be very spicy here, too. Just like what we saw from Group A. I don't know where we're going to end up. Maybe some more tiebreakers as we get through the next matches for this group. But, hey, it's 1-1. Good readjustment as well from GGHG after what happened when what TLG did in a surprising matter for Game 1.
It was inevitable that GGHG would take Game 2, given how in control they were for a majority of this 20-minute bout.
Yeah.
So if the macro was sound and they were making a majority of the right decisions leading up to those final moments,
Yep.
game was theirs to take.
Game was theirs. I mean, even with Fafao, this is where, I felt like she fell short in Game 1. This one, though, especially, she came up and just had a massive game on the Roger. And I don't know, man. Blue side is still very strong.
That was the Fafao we were all expecting.
That was. And, I mean, even when you look at it from TLG, that defense that we saw was really good. They actually, just the series as a whole, this is a great showing from TLG. I just want to see what else they have because, again, they have some pretty big opponents ahead of them.
It's a massive tug of war.
Yeah.
And I'm happy, and I am surprised as to how this group started out.
Definitely.
And I'm here for it.
I'm all for it, man. I can't wait to see what's in store for us, but we're going to actually throw it over on stage for the interview. Again, I'm Nice2. That's Leo. We'll be back to cast after this, but let's hear.
Thank you so much, Cheryl. Thank you so much, Bara. And oh, wow. Is it too early to say that we are in another group of Death Level?
I feel like yes, because this is the very first match of Group D, and I really feel like for both teams, it's a roller coaster of emotions because winning and losing, and like we see the intense moments coming in from the players, like they're very passionate about making sure that they get a 2-0. Both teams failed to get a 2-0 here, but again, starting things off with a 1-for-1, I feel like even Team Vitality, it caught their attention.
Definitely. Because now it's up to them, because they're going to be the ones, the team that has to go back-to-back later on, first up against TLG and then against GGHG.
I feel like one thing that gaming Gladiators Homegirls have shown is that the juicing is very strong. Like, we see how the mid lane coming in from TLG is very strong, supporting her own team. So I feel like if they take that out or just prepare an assassin to deal with it, this is a lot of information coming in for Team Vitality after this.
Yeah.
For GGHG, we see that sometimes they overcommit. So it's definitely a dangerous situation where I feel like Team Vitality should be able to handle.
I mean, technically, they do still have a bit of time to prepare, right? Especially for GGHG into...
Is it enough, though?
That's the question. But that's the beauty of a best of 2, and that's the beauty of having 6 games of that best of 2 in an entire day.
Oh, yeah. Don't you just love it? We have 6 games back to back to back?
20 minutes, by the way.
20 minutes? I gotta say, Eterna, you must love this, right? But either ways, right now, looking at the stats here, something that we do have to say is that Fafao, yes, she did perform very, very well. But again, it did seem like TLG, they had the reactions to actually deal with the Roger in the goal lane. So I feel like this is a wake-up call for both teams. Like, as strong as they think they are, all the other teams here are potentially stronger.
Wake up call.
Ring, ring, hello, it's like 4 a.m. Wake up, you gotta pray.
And also, you gotta give in your predictions, right? Ladies and gentlemen, so let's take a look at what you guys voted for. Audience predictions was 75% for GGHG and 25% for TLG. I mean,
No, I think it's okay.
that's expected.
Yeah, because if
right?
you combine...
That's expected. They came into this matchup as the favorite, I would assume, right? And the fact that TLG was able to get that first game away from GGHG, that was an upset in itself.
And the second game, it was a difficult win.
Yeah.
Sure, GGHG won, but it wasn't easy.
That was... Do you remember that final moment?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
If the waves...
nerve-wracking.
If the waves were in a better position, honestly, TLG could have ended it.
So let's crown our MVP by PlayStation for game number 2. Because again, right, it was so close. And finally, Fafao gets the recognition that she deserves. And it was funny, right? Because the casters in the game, they even mentioned, like, this is the Fafao that we expected. This is the Fafao that we know and love. And Fafao gets to show off in game number 2.
Again, I feel like the first game she couldn't perform well was because of the Bane. The deadly catch is deadly. Like, the moment Fafao goes in, even, like, you don't have to think about the Blazing Duet getting interrupted. She died immediately when she goes up against the Bane. So, honestly, like, game number 1, she couldn't do it because the jungler is a direct counter to what she's trying to do. In this game, is a little bit easier. The Roger has a lot more burst damage. Looking at the itemization that she has, it is going for a cleanup kind of Roger, making sure that they're around 40-50% HP, and then she can deal the rest.
And, you know, one of the other things is that she was in a matchup that was unfavorable to her, right? Harith and Claude. But in this particular situation, in this particular scenario, we see time and time again when she's given that space, when she's given that time to farm from the early stage of the game, that's what she does.
Yeah, because the annoying thing about the Hive is that you generate a lot of shield, but the Roger just destroys the shield so fast. So that's why the Roger is honestly a very good pickup going up against the Hive.
There you go. Over and over.